Hello, my name is Dermody. I'm in my final year of writing and literature. First and foremost, I would like to clarify as to why I'm running to be the president of the student union. To do that, I want to direct your attention to that last word, union. Its role of which is to protect the rights and interests of you, the students. My motto, A Voice for the Students, is simple and straightforward for a reason. I want to be the mediator between the students, the union, and whoever else I have to so that I can clearly communicate the issues that need to be resolved. The current student union has been doing a great job this year, without a doubt, but I want to bring the union back to the grassroots and give the power back to the students. I am not here to be a bystander that will simply show up to whatever events I am sent just to smile, wave, and move on. I am here to make a difference and to, most importantly, represent the students so that their needs are catered to. Folks, we have such a minuscule time here in higher education and we need to take advantage of this. Student activism is one of the oldest and strongest forms of change. Historically, universities and colleges have been the birthing places of movements of significant change. We, as the youth of this world, have the responsibility to leave our mark, to shape how our reality unfolds. Once graduated, the power of our activism will diminish. We have to make the conscious choice not to coast through our lives oblivious to the problems that arise in our society, never questioning our convictions. Let's take advantage of the opportunities granted to us and use the untapped potential of being a student to mould our future, not only around our college, but around the wider Sligo area. I believe my manifesto is a good starting point to ignite this change. The points that I have meticulously chosen for my manifesto are legitimate to me and my beliefs. These are not false promises that have been made before, but things that I believe can be achieved and will make an impact, the pillars of which a strong union could be built on. Working class support was the first point on my manifesto. Coming from the background, class hierarchy has always been something I've had to fight against, and that is why I'm here to represent the working class in the student union. With this country and the economic terror that it is, the working class has never had more of a reason to stand up for themselves, and we as students of ATU have to stand behind that and give the support needed. We can do this at a student level by fighting for the Student Hardship Fund to be more flexible while giving a voice to the voiceless so that all needs are met. Student empowerment was my next point, and although we receive great knowledge here in the university, I do feel students need to be given more tools to thrive when moving on from education. I plan on working closely with the many different courses here in the intention of organising events to showcase students' works outside of the educational bubble. Creating a motivated initiative among students to thrive on their own, while also giving them confidence to pursue their passion projects, as well as things like practical skills classes to ease the transition out of college. The never-ending battle of environmental sustainability is one I want to spearhead by continuing the work that the previous student union has done, while also starting a Save the Bees initiative and building more birdhouses around the college to breathe life back into the ecosystems that surround ATU Sligo. We are all well aware of the harassments directed at women on a day-to-day basis, and this has to change. To help, I want to create more awareness for these issues, particularly on certain male behaviours that can lead to these problems and the red flags that accompany them. I would also like to organise a woman-led support group that will give them a platform to share their experience and to use this to better understand these problems and, more importantly, how we're going to solve them. The last thing I want to focus on is charity. We are blessed to have this university base in a county like Sligo, and it's time we start to give back to the community. I plan on acting on this by working with charities to help produce events and create a clear line of opportunities for students to work with these organisations. All that is left to say is that I believe I have a true, authentic voice that is here, if elected, to echo the voices of the students. There are no half measures to be taken here, and if you agree, vote for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. So we'll move on to the questions. You've got a minute to answer each one. So the first one is, the governing body is the most senior body the Students' Union sits on. How many seats do ATU students have on the governing body, and do you think this is enough?
To be perfectly honest, I am not aware of this. I will have to educate myself more on this matter. When I'm in the position, I can guarantee I will do so.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. Given that an ATU Students' Union merger is inevitable, what specific protections will you put in place to ensure Sligo students maintain their current strong representation and autonomy?
Yeah, well, I suppose, firstly, what I'm going to be doing is just communicating with the union, with the students and everyone I can, to basically just get a better grasp of what people want to achieve with the merger, excuse me. And yeah, that's about what I have there.
Okay, let's move on to the next question. Who do you see as the most important 3 people you will be dealing with locally at ATU Sligo as the prime representative for ATU Sligo students?
Yeah, well, I suppose it's going to be the higher ups. Obviously until I'm in the position, it's going to be hard to know these exact people. But what I can guarantee is that I will be giving clear, concise communication with these people to try give the best year to the students that they deserve.
Okay, next question. You didn't mention the word representation in your manifesto. Do you not feel, as a candidate for president of the Students' Union, it is not your primary responsibility to represent students as mentioned specifically in the Students' Union Constitution?
Yeah, well, I suppose I feel it was a given, so I didn't feel like it had to be mentioned. I did mention it in my speech there. My main aim here is to represent the students and to give them the best possible representation that I can. And I don't think I needed to mention it in my manifesto. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Daniel. And the final question. Can you speak about the one most important issue facing students that you haven't mentioned in your manifesto?
Yeah, well, I suppose probably the most important issue that I feel right now is the spiking issue that's currently going on. Obviously, there's a number of things we can do there. On the surface level, it's about improving searches coming into bars, places that people will be going in to drink. On top of that, it's about trying to get reusable anti-spiking lids. And as well, again, it's about raising awareness for the behaviour that can lead to these things, most importantly.
Okay, Daniel, thank you very much.